There you are, my boy. Your bonus is promised. That ought to provide a nice vacation, even in Paris. Here, my dear. Take that to the travel bureau. That's an order for your boat tickets. Compliments of Honeywell and Todd.
I wish there was something we could do for you to show you how grateful we are.
Well, if you should run into my partner Todd in Europe, you might give him a message.
Will do. Dear Mr. Todd, Mr. Honeywell says, will you please hurry back to work?
Nonsense. Things have been going so good, tell him to stay away another 6 months.
Aren't you ashamed talking about poor Mr. Todd like that?
Poor Todd is right. Having to put up with a wife like he's got. Hey, all right?
I've never met Mrs. Todd, have I? What's she like?
She browbeats Toddy Boy something awful. Why, even his indigestion is in his wife's name.
Also the money to put Mr. Todd's name on the front door, eh?
Don't remind me that half my business rides on that old witch's broom. Todd, what are you doing here? I thought you were in Europe.
Yeah, what brought you back so soon?
My wife.
What's the old your wife sore about this time?
Well, you see, that is, this little German girl I met, Ilse Krugman.
Oh, so that's it, eh? Chasing a blonde Lorelei up the banks of the Rhine. You gay dog, you.
You men. Jumping to conclusions like hungry salmon. Shame. At least give Mr. Todd a chance to explain.
Thank you, Margie. If my wife were only like you. Ah, well, as I was saying, Ilse Krugman had a quota number to come to America, but no money. So I gave her a check.
And your wife checked up on your check, and that was all, brother.
You don't understand, George. It isn't what you're thinking. Ilse Krugman is only 12 years old. Well, honest, fellas, don't you believe me?
Well, I believe you, Mr. Todd, even if these two war-surplus Romeos don't. But why didn't Mrs. Todd believe you? Surely you told her.
Of course I told her, but when I tried to find Ilse to prove it, she'd disappeared. So Mrs. Todd put me on the first boat to America, and here I am.
Well, cheer up, Mr. Todd. I'm sure everything will work out all right. See you all later.
Stop by my office and pick up your allowance check, dear. It's on my desk.
Why, Dumpling, what brings you here?
Shut up, you worm. Gentlemen, I think you know my brother, Roger Bratton.
Well, I'll say we do. And Mr. Bratton, I want to congratulate you on the splendid work your crime commission is doing. You've certainly got that syndicate mob on the run, haven't you?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Albright. As concerns the syndicate mob, I said and I say again, in spite of repeated threats on my life, I intend to hound the forces of evil until they flee the confines of our fair city.
Roger, save the speeches. Get down to business.
Yes, Laura. Sir, as my sister's attorney, I hereby inform you of our impending suit for separate maintenance and support.
And this is also to notify you that I am withdrawing my investment in the firm of Honeywell and Todd at once.
Why, that's impossible. That means ruin.
Oh, quiet, you old weasel. I've bankrolled this firm long enough. Come along, Roger. I think we've done what we came for.
I got the tickets.
Well, take them back.
Take them back? After Honeywell and Todd paid for them?
There is no more Honeywell and Todd. We are kaput.
Mrs. Todd was here with her lawyer. She's suing me for separate maintenance and withdrawing her money.
Suing you for... But she can't do that. Why don't you contact this little German girl and get an affidavit or something?
We've tried that. I just called the immigration department, but all they could tell us was that Ilse Krugman hadn't entered the country yet.
They'll try to trace her, but it may take days. And Mrs. Todd has given us only 24 hours.
I'll help you out, gentlemen. I'll play the part of Ilse Krugman and give you time to locate the real article.
Oh, Margie, things are bad enough without you messing with us.
You
Now,
stay out of
I
this.
forbid this.
Quiet! I was only kidding. I just wanted to get your fighting blood circulating again.
Well, you certainly did.
But seriously, the idea is still good. Don't you see, all you have to do is hire a child actress to pose as Ilse Krugman. Even with Mrs. Todd, seeing is believing. You know, one picture's worth more than 1,000 words, etc., etc.
For once, Margie, you had a brilliant idea.
You have saved us from disaster, my dear. And when the history of Honeywell and Todd is written, let it be said that never before have so many owed so much to so few.
You mean I've helped out for a change?
Margie, baby, you're wonderful. Everything's all set, baby. I've got the cutest girl you've ever seen to play Ilsa. She even speaks a little German. Oh, she's terrific. She's almost as terrific as you are.
You know, Dad, this is a new experience for me, working with you and Mr. Honeywell.
You saved our lives, Margie, and we won't forget it. Now, there's just one more thing to do.
And I'm ready to do it. Mrs. Todd's number is Island 64537, right?
Right. Now, you know what to say to her, don't you?
Leave it to me.
Hello? This is Mrs. Todd speaking. My husband is not here, and he won't be. Who is this? The traveler's aid? But why... What? Ilsa Krugman has just arrived from Germany?
Little Ilsa was turned over to us to trace her benefactor, Mr. Todd. That is why I called you... What? How old is Ilsa? Well, just let me ask her. Ilsa, dear, how old are you? Oh, about 12 and a half. She says she's 12 and a half years old.
12 and a half? Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so glad to know. You send her right out here at once. My husband isn't here at the moment, but I'll have him here by the time Ilsa arrives.
That will be fine, Mrs. Todd. Oh, yes, I'll be sure she gets there. Good night.
Wonderful. Now, I'll go and pick up Mr. Honeywell, and we'll casually drop in on Mrs. Todd and discuss the financial arrangements. And won't we be surprised to find out that she's not mad anymore? I'm sorry you can't be in on the rest of the fun, baby.
Oh, I'll have my fun in Europe when this crisis is over. I may even find a little immigrant to bring back myself, only a little older than 12.
Good night, baby.
Hello? No, Mr. Albright isn't home. May I help you? This is his daughter.
Well, this is a theatrical agency your father contacted for that child actress. But she can't come. She's got the measles.
Can't come? But she's got to come. My father's counting on her.
Look, lady, I can't argue with the measles. I just came from her house. She's quarantined. I couldn't even get in to give her a costume. Which reminds me, who's going to pay for this dress and hat and blonde wig I rented?
Wait a minute. Did you say you have a costume and wig there in your office? Well, hold everything. I've just cast another child actress in the part. See you in 5 minutes. Jawohl.
Oh, Toddy, I'm the happiest woman in the world tonight. And I'll be especially nice to little Ilsa when she arrives. It's wonderful sitting here just as we used to when we were first married. Oh, that must be our poor little refugee now. I'll let her in. Ilsa, welcome to America.
Guten Abend. Du bist die Frau Todd, ja?
Come in. So you're the little girl my Toddy fell in love with.
Ich bin sorry, I am not so fancy clothes wearing. I just left the steamship dock where I got the boat off. Jawohl.
You look wonderful to me, Ilsa, dear. Come along, Mr. Todd's waiting. Here she is, your little bundle of joy right off the boat.
Papa Todd, you're late. I'll explain later. Oh, Papa Todd, you are so wonderful.
Look at him, Ilsa. He's so happy he can't say a word.
Come, Papa. Wake up. Is not the dream walking? Ich bin your little Ilsa. Say hello, Herr Papa.
Hello.
Well, all right, I must say, that was a brilliant idea of Margie to hire this child actress.
Wait till you see. She's terrific. I picked her myself.
Mr. Honeywell, Mr. Albright.
Mrs. Todd, we have come in behalf of our beloved colleague, your husband.
Oh, won't you let him come into your house? He's not happy at that YMCA.
Gentlemen, Todsy's right inside this very minute. I've been a silly old fool. Ilsa's here.
No, not Ilsa.
Here.
Come Come in. Smile your prettiest smile, Ilsa, dear. We have visitors.
Guten Abend, Herr Visitors. Jawohl.
These are two of my husband's closest friends, Ilsa. Just call them Uncle George and Uncle Vern.
Why, yes, of course. How are you, Ilse? Mein kleiner Liebchen.
Isn't this a happy domestic scene? To think that little Ilsa brought my Todsie and me back together again after almost tearing us asunder.
Dumpling, dear, you mean you like Ilse?
Of course.
And you've changed your mind about pulling your money out of the firm, Dumpling. I mean, Mrs. Todd.
Of course I've changed my mind. In fact, I'm going right out and call my brother this very instant and tell him to call off those foolish separation proceedings. Hello. Oh, Roger, I was just about to call you. It's about those separation proceedings. I want you to... What?
I said you're not going through with the separation. That Ilsa Krugman you're worrying about really is 12 years old. How did I know? Well, I did what any sensible lawyer would do before going to court. I investigated. Got in touch with the authorities in Berlin through my crime commission connections. In fact, I just talked to little Ilsa in Germany.
You what? You talked to her, but you couldn't have... Yes, I know you're very busy, Roger, but... No, I don't doubt your word. I'm sure you talked to Ilsa Krugman in Germany, and... Hello? Hello? So those three old ghosts are up to their old tricks. Ah. Getting to know everyone? That's nice. Gentlemen, I've talked to Roger, and he agrees that Ilsa being here changes everything. That means business as usual, George.
Oh, fine, fine, Mrs. Todd. Well, come along, Elsa.
Oh, where are you going?
We're going to take her to a hotel for the night.
Oh, you'll do nothing of the kind. Why, we wouldn't think of such a thing, Todsie and me. She's going to stay right here with us, isn't she, dear?
Why, anything you say, Dumpling.
No, Frau Todd, I do not mind a hotel get staying in.
Nonsense, child. Isn't she sweet? She thinks she might make trouble for me. Say goodnight to Uncle Vern and Uncle George.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I hope. Come along, gentlemen. Now, Roger, just don't say a word to Todd about the real Ilsa Krugman. I want to make the three of them sweat it out while I have a little fun. Oh, I must go now, dear. The people I hired have arrived. I'll call you later.
We're from the agency, ma'am. This is Peter, he's Bob, and I'm Kathy.
Splendid. Come in. Now you know what you're supposed to do.
Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Fair enough. This way, children. Ilsa. Oh, there you are. I've brought some children your own age for you to play with.
Ooh, how nice.
Children, this is our little visitor from a foreign shore. Ilsa, this is Kathy, and Bob, and Peter. Now, I'm going to leave you alone to have fun. Play nice, kitty.
What are you hopping around for? Because shika hop, psycho hop. I play the same game as her, yeah?
I'm not playing a game. I've got a corn on my foot.
Oh.
Well, we'll play a game if you want to. Do you know how to play house?
House? Oh, yeah, jawohl. I do dig that game. It's real gone already. I be the mother, you be the father. Nah, that's not the way we play house in this country, Chelsea.
Yeah, don't be such a square. Now, here's how we play. You be the old lady. She's the fence for this jewel heist mob. Bob and Peter are a couple of hoods, and I'm their gun mob. Now, you pretend like you're cooking dinner.
Okay, jawohl.
Give me my gun. Let's go.
Stick 'em up. This is a heist. Where you got the in the head.
You gonna come through with the diamonds or do we blast ya?
Oh, please.
The old dame won't talk. Let her have it, boys.
Oh, you're no fun. You didn't put up a good fight.
Donner and Blitzen, couldn't we play something gentle like seek and go hide? Yeah, hide and go seek. You're it, Cappy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 20, 21, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 91, 92, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Here I come, ready or not. You're it.
Please, that is not how to play hide and go seek. You've been in America one day, and you're telling us how to play.
Well, after all, Peter, she is a girl. Maybe she'd like to play something nice and ladylike, like maybe some bridge.
Aren't you a little bit young to play bridge?
Oh, no. We watch our mothers and fathers play all the time. Hey, here's a card table all set up. Two spades, 3 hearts, 4 clubs.
I pass. Ouch! You kicked me! Of course I kicked you. That's what Dad always does when Mom passes.
What you bid spades for, you dope?
Who's a dope, you moron? We're playing like we're married.
Meathead? Imbecile. Bird brain. I wish I never married you.
Well, don't just sit there like a big stoop of a wife. Bid something. How are you fixed for spades? Back.
No, Laura, I have no time to draw up phony adoption papers. You'll have to think of some other way to make Todsy and the boys sweat. I'm tied up with Crime Commission business, and that's important. Goodbye, Laura. Now then, about this threat on my life, Inspector. There's nothing to worry about. The syndicate mob's made them before, haven't they?
Yes, Commissioner, that they have. But this time I have a hunch they mean business. Besides, it isn't your life in danger this time, it's your family.
But I have no family, other than the sister I was just talking to.
That's what I mean. The mob knows she's the only one you've got, so they'll strike at her in order to get at you.
Very well, Inspector, you take over. But don't let my sister know anything about this. I don't want to alarm her.
You have my word, she won't know anything is happening. Now, tonight, you stay right here in your office, under guard, of course. I'll screen off the entire area around your sister's house. I'll put police behind every tree and every bush. And the moment anyone steps on those grounds tonight, Louie.
Oh, Mr. Honeywell, Mr. Todd, we've got to get Margie out of that house tonight if we have to sneak in and kidnap her.
What are you talking about? Margie's got to stay there until we find the girl this idiot got mixed up with.
Oh, but she can't stay there. Todd's going to adopt her.
Adopt her? What are you up to behind my back, you Benedict Arnold?
Oh, he hasn't got anything to do with it. It's his wife. Margie just phoned me and told me that Mrs. Todd had instructed her brother to draw up the necessary adoption papers. What am I going to do? I can't let her adopt Margie.
Very well. As you say, I suppose we'll have to get her out of Todd's house tonight. So we'll meet here as soon as it gets dark.
I knew I could count on you, Mr. Honeywell. You'll get my daughter back to me.
Naturally. You're the only one that will have her.
Deserted as a cemetery, boys. Well, let's organize our plans. Where's the back of the house, Mr. Todd?
Right over there. O'Brien calling Inspector Brady. Inspector Brady, there's 3 hoods just snuck in. Shall I let them have it?
It's O'Brien. 3 hoods in his area. Wants permission to blast. Permission denied. I want to let them make their move. Tell O'Brien to keep reporting. O'Brien. Calling O'Brien. Permission denied.
All right, Mr. Todd. 0 hour.
They're splitting up. One of them's headed for the front of the house.
O'Brien says one of them's headed toward the front of the house, sir. Give me that thing. Inspector Brady calling Station 4. Station 4, there's a syndicate mobster heading for your area. Pick him off, and I want him alive. Drag them both behind that tree. There may be more coming.
Well, Todd ought to be in there by this time. Your turn, Mr. Honeywell, and good luck.
Luck my eye. I got what it takes, all right, and that's brains.
Alert all stations at rear of house. One of them's headed that way. Looks tough and mean.
Oh, hello, officer. For a moment there, I was startled. I suppose you wonder why I'm wandering around these grounds this time of night, eh? Well, I'm just making a little informal social call.
Sorry to spoil your fun, Hallahan, but I want to be sure and take these mugs alive. Drag them out and stash them with the other one.
O'Brien to Inspector. There goes the last one, toward the front of the house. Don't take any chances. He's a big one.
Okay, O'Brien. Over and out. It's a big shot this time. I'll handle him myself. Don't be frightened, miss. Everything's under control. I'm looking for a gunman that broke in here.
Well, officer, as you said, everything's under control.
Nice work, miss. I'll just haul him out and put him with the others.
That's right. Don't take any chances with a tough character like that. He looks like a real criminal type.
Yikes! Hey, wait! Wait!
Hilda! What on earth's the matter?
Oh, I'm not Ilsa, and that's my father. He's dragging out. And you've got to help me, Mrs. Todd. I'll confess everything.
So you admit you're Margie Albright, eh? Yes, I knew it all the time. Margie, if I don't hold this against you or your father, will you promise to be silent and let me handle this my way?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Todd. Anything you say, anything.
Dumpling, tell him to take these handcuffs off. Tell him who we are.
I'm not so sure I will. What were you three disgraceful wretches doing here tonight, anyway?
Why, you tell her, George.
I certainly will. We came to take All right, don't just stand there. Tell her what we came for. And if you tell her the truth, I'll fire you.
Well, you see, Mrs. Todd, we plead temporary insanity.
Officer, lock these men up. I'll prefer charges in the morning. This is better than I hoped for. What's the matter, Margie? They'll only be in jail overnight. It's a wonderful joke. Why aren't you laughing?
You know something? Whatever happens to Honeywell, Todd, and Albright, any place, any time, I always get blamed. This is for laughing. Come on, Dad, what are you so gloomy about? Mrs. Todd forgave the three of you after only one night in the pokey. And now there'll always be a Honeywell and Todd.
Oh, it's not that. It gives me a funny feeling not to be able to blame you for what happened. It's just not normal.
Nothing would have happened if you hadn't tried to help me out. I've told you 1,000,000 times to stay out of my affairs, young man. And from now on, don't try to help me out with my clients or I'll cut off your allowance. And furthermore...
Well, that's my little Margie.